There's Jason Kubel available to pinch hit later on if needed. Strike one to Craig Counsell.
Yeah, the Twins 14-4 last year in interleague play, and that really got them going, like you mentioned, Dick. Craig Counsell getting some playing time at second base now because Ricky Weeks will be out for the season. The normal second baseman, or the everyday second baseman. So Counsell, the veteran, at 38 years old, been swinging a good bat. There's Ken Maka. Was the manager of the Oakland A's from 2003 to 2006.
2 strikes to Counsell, and a drive deep down the right field line. Foul. So Counsell on an 0-2 pitch, threatening that right field foul screen.
Well, location important for Kevin Slowey, and that high fastball right there, just too much of the plate. It's where Joe Mauer wanted it, but you've got to go a little bit higher, I guess, on Counsell. See if they do that, or go lower.
Just don't throw it there again.
No, do that again.
2 strikes to the veteran Counsell, then Hardy, then Braun. Just off the inside corner, and it's 1-2.
Well, Kevin Slowey all about control. Only 4 walks in 48 innings so far this year over his first 8 starts. You mentioned that outing against the Yankees in his last start. 7 2/3 innings. Did not walk anybody. With a season-high 8 strikeouts against the Yankees.
And throughout his 7 2/3 innings of work, it seemed as if he could put the ball where he wanted with his full assortment of pitches. It was a great pitching performance. Emphasis on the word pitching by Kevin Slowey.
Yeah, this guy is a pitcher. He'll work both sides of the plate. Watch Joe Mauer move, and that ball 3 out of 4 times is going to be in that area.
Counsell with just 10 strikeouts, 73 at bats, and he's wasting some tough pitches here to keep this at bat alive.
Counsell in his second stint with the Brewers. He was with the Brewers back in 2004 and just joined them. This is his third season back with the Brewers.
Nice stop by Tolbert, and he throws him out. 1 down as Counsell has a good at bat, hits the ball hard, but Tolbert flags it down.
Well, Tolbert playing as deep as he can right there on the turf, diving to his left. And Justin Morneau looked like he lost sight of that ball. Justin did when he caught this ball over at first base.
Yeah, kind of flinched a little bit as he caught that ball. 1 down, and here's J.J. Hardy. Hardy takes ball 1 from Slowey.
Hardy, 26 years old, in his 5th season with the Brewers.
That's to left center field. Span there for the catch, 2 away. So a couple of quick outs here for Slowey, which he did a lot of last year against the Brewers.
Well, this is a guy that you want to face with nobody on base, and that's Ryan Braun.
Braun having a great year. 8 home runs, 30 runs batted in, a very good batting average. And his average roughly a walk per strikeout.
A couple years ago, named the National League Rookie of the Year when he joined the Brewers. Hit .324 in 113 ball games. Swings at the first pitch, right to Carlos Gomez.
A 3-up, 3-down, 10 pitch first inning for Kevin Slowey.
It's the same sunshine that fell upon the shoulders of Harmon Killebrew.
second these days. Here is the Twins batting order for the series opener. Denard Span leading off. Mauer moving up to second in the lineup yesterday. The Twins scored 20 runs. Guess where he's hitting today? Justin Morneau third. Twins did change the lineup. Kubel was hitting cleanup. Now Michael Kadires hitting fourth. Then Joe Crede, Brendan Harris, Carlos Gomez, Nat Colbert, and Nick Punto.
Well, they always say if it's not broken, don't fix it. Manny Parra on the mound for the Milwaukee Brewers. He beat the Twins last season 5-1 here at the Metrodome. He pitched 7 shutout innings in that ball game, a 5-1 winner over Livan Hernandez. And he is having some type of May. He struggled in April, 0-4, but here in the month of May, he's 3-0 with a 2.25 earned run average over 4 starts.
1-0 to Span. Check swing, but a strike. Yeah, his success, Parra's success, has been representative of what the Brewers as a team have done. Gotten great starting pitching. They've emerged as the team to beat in the Central. Breaking ball over, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, the good curveball right there. He's got a good fastball in the low 90s. You just saw the curveball. Also mixing in a split finger and a changeup. And I asked Bill Schroeder what has made Parra kind of turn around, and he said Ken Maka suggested and told him to throw more changeups.
Okay.
Bill Schroeder, the analyst for the Milwaukee Brewers. And my former catcher, there's Rock. Let me circle him right there. There you go, Rock. Wow. You are hereby circled.
First he gets to catch you, then he gets circled by a...
He's sitting over there with his cup on. He's already waiting for the instructional after the ball game. He said he will not try to catch me without a cup. Past history.
Okay. Dropped a few curveballs on home plate, did you?
Yes, I did.
2-2 to Span, trying to get aboard to get the game started for the Twins. And he's doing what the Brewer leadoff hitter Craig Counsell did. Foul off some 2-strike pitches. Span will get a new bat.
Parra, 26 years old, his 3rd season with the Brewers. Last year a 10-game winner in 29 starts. His first year in 2007 started at Double-A, moved up to Triple-A, then got the call up to the big leagues. Made a couple starts in 9 appearances.
Bounced to first. Fielded by Fielder. 1 away. Northland Ford defense for the Brewers, and they are patching a hole at second base with Ricky Weeks out. Craig Counsell in there. You see Braun, Cameron, and Hart the outfield. McGehee, Hardy, Counsell Fielder the infielders, and veteran Jason Kendall. Iron Man behind the plate doing the catching.
Not a bad defensive ball club. 24 errors on the year. That's 8 in the National League. And the Twins are number 1 in the American League as far as fewest errors.
Mauer takes ball 1. Mauer with 3 extra base hits in yesterday's game, a 14-game hitting streak. Seven home runs during the 14-game hitting streak, and it's 2-0. Again, he hit 9 home runs all of last year. He's not played a full month. In fact, he's only played in 19 games, and he's got 8 home runs. Outside, 3-0.
It's not only the 7 home runs, Dick. It's the 21 RBIs he's been able to pick up over the 14-game hitting streak while hitting .418.
You mix in the walks, and he may get another one here. He's got an on-base percentage of .500. And it's a 4-pitch walk that'll put him aboard for Morneau. Steve Little is taking over at third base with Scotty Alger back home in California for his daughter's graduation. And so the Twins a player short and a coach short here tonight.
Well, for Parra, that was his 27th walk in 43 2/3 innings. Too many walks right there. Does have 39 strikeouts.
Here's Morneau. And he takes strike 1. He's facing a left-handed starter in Parra. The only lefty starter they'll see in this series. Outside, 1-1. They'll see another lefty later on in the homestand, John Lester of the Red Sox, but for the most part, they'll see right-handed starting pitching after seeing 3 straight lefties on the road trip. 1-1. And the outside corner, 1-2. Just off the outside corner. Parra went back with a fastball and nearly got a called third strike. That looked like more of a strike than strike 2. 2-2 with Mauer aboard. And Morneau taking 5 pitches in this plate appearance.
Yeah, very good patience so far.
Morneau has had Mauer and that patience hitting in front of him as a third place hitter. Now Morneau trying to take some pitches here, maybe for Kadayer's benefit in the on-deck circle. That's a little pop-up, and that's trouble. Off the glove of the third baseman, McGehee. Mauer to second. He'll hold up there. Morneau finally swung the bat and hit a little sand wedge down the left field line.
Well, they give Justin a base hit right here. McGee having to go a long way for it. Of course, the outfield of the Brewers shading Justin to pull a little bit, so Ryan Braun couldn't get there. It's McGee with the only chance, right off the tip of the glove. Nice effort right there, but we all know here in the Baggies, sometimes you lose sight of that ball. And nice running effort, but Morneau gets his first hit.
Another guy who had a good road trip, Michael Cuddyer. 2 on, 1 away. And a fastball on the inside corner, a strike. Cuddyer driving the ball. Picking up a lot of extra base hits. Down and away, 1-1. And they're really trying to run up the pitch count of Parra.
He looks comfortable at the plate right now, Cuddyer. The way that Roy Smalley and Ron Coomer kind of showed what Cuddier's doing now, he looks so comfortable keeping the hands back.
A drive to left. This one's way back and gone. A 3-run bomb for Michael Cuddyer.
He hit 3 home runs on the road trip, 1 at Yankee Stadium and 2 in Chicago. His home run yesterday, a 3-run home run. And he puts the Twins on the board with a 3-0 lead. Boy, fastball right there, and you see the solid swing. Boy, is his timing on right now.
Well, that ball landed. That's more than half the way up in left center. Here's Joe Crede. Chicago, he followed up a 3-run home run by Cuddyer with a solo home run in that 7-run second inning. Kendall to the mound to talk to Parra.
5th home run on the year Parra has given up. This is his 9th start for the Brewers.
I'll be curious to talk with Michael after the game tonight or tomorrow. There's a pop-up right side, and Fielder and Counsell both going for it. Counsell with the catch. I'd be curious to talk with Michael. When I interviewed Justin Morneau the other day in the pregame, I asked him how much of a benefit it's been for him to have Mauer and that patience in front of him. And throughout Morneau's at-bat, I mean, he didn't swing until he hit that little pop-up on the 6th pitch of the at-bat. Cuddyer, of course, in the on-deck circle watching all of those pitches and watching Parra's delivery to the plate, and really teed off on his first swing of the at-bat. Crede retired, and here's Brendan Harris. Up and in, ball 1. Driven foul, 1-1. Harris added to the lineup when Jason Kubel went out. Kubel was the designated hitter, and then the Twins shifted Creedy to the DH spot and inserted Harris at third. Outside 2-1. And Parra's already thrown 25 pitches. Parra, as effective as he's been, has not pitched beyond the 6th inning in any of his starts this year. Up the middle, and it hits the bag and skips into right center field. Harris with a 2-out single off the second base bag.
Yeah, you were talking about, Dick, that he hasn't worked past the 6th inning, but you look at the games that he's worked into the 6th inning or 6 innings. I mean, all the pitch counts are over 100. So he's a young man that throws a lot of pitches in a short amount of time.
And then, too, in his last 3 games at least, he's come out of the game after 6 with leads of 15-3, 6-3, and 8-2. Here's Gomez. At the knees, a strike.
There's one of that changeup right there. A good changeup that gets strike one.
Time called at the plate, and Gomez sprints out of the batter's box. This power surge for the Twins has seen them now average more than 1 home run per game played this year. This is a team that suddenly is on a pace to hit just under 200 home runs this season. Of players are in on the act. Mauer, Morneau, Cuddyer, Kubel when he's in there. Matt Tolbert.
Creedy.
Yep. Right. Gomez still looking for his first. Swings and misses. Strike 3, the inning over. But the Twins get a walk from Mauer. A pop fly single by Morneau, and then this from Michael Cuddyer to jump out in front 3-0. Started. We'd like to welcome our valued cable affiliates who are in attendance tonight. Over 100 people here from cable companies in Minnesota, North and South Dakota, and Wisconsin. We appreciate all your help as we bring Twins baseball to the populace. Prince Fielder leading off the 2nd inning for Milwaukee. Fielder, Cameron, and Hart. Strike on the outside corner. with 9 home runs on the season. Very good RBI total. And Brewers with some of the best young hitters in the game. Braun, Fielder, and great balance in the middle of their lineup. You've got the right-handed Braun and Fielder from the other side of the plate.
Very nice 1-2 punch right there. A couple years ago, Fielder led the National League with 50 home runs.
That's to left. Span playing him deeply. Makes the catch. A ground ball out, 3 fly ball outs for Kevin Slowey. That'll bring up Mike Cameron. Ron Coomer, you of course know Ron Gardenhire very well, but you've gotten to know Ken Maka as well. An interesting choice for the Brewers to make Ken Maka their skipper this year.
Well, that was a great choice. I got to play for Kenny in the Arizona Fall League in one of my last minor league years. And the one thing about Kenny Maka that is what makes him, to me, a great choice is the same thing that makes Ron Gardenhire a great choice. He's a fundamental person that has a lot of fun with the game. Kenny's sense of humor is a lot drier, but he really is a teacher of the game, like what Bert was saying about Parra, him wanting him to throw more changeups. Kenny is going to be hands-on with all of his players. The other big key to me is he really wants his players to go out there, play the game, and have fun. Kenny Maka, great choice, and that's probably one of the main reasons why this Milwaukee Brewers team is a first-place team, and the Minnesota Twins have been a perennial playoff team also. 2 managers very fundamentally sound in the way they teach the game.
Yeah, Kenny Maka was a teammate of mine. Thank you, Ron Coomer. We were teammates in Pittsburgh with the 1978 ball club. Then he went to Montreal, and we ended up winning the World Series that year. He let me know about that today.
He missed it by a year.
Yep, he did. And then he was a coach in California when I was there.
Slowey gets his first strikeout. Cameron whiffs for out number 2.
Good breaking ball right there by Kevin Slowey.
You know, Bert, when you talk about this Milwaukee Brewer team, kind of like our Twins, you know, you got Willie Randolph, who is he was one of my coaches in New York, who is a very fundamentally sound player and taught fundamentals and made sure we did it in New York. They've just got a great staff here like we do. And when you have great staffs and people who really teach the game along with letting your players play, good results are going to happen on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if you had a chance to talk to Willie
I did.
Randolph or not. We'll go in that a little bit later.
Tolbert camps under it. Slowey has another 1, 2, 3 innings. This time he only threw 8 pitches in the inning.
Twins baseball, everyone. I'm Robbie Smikowski as Michael Kadire has given them a 3-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. The Minnesota Twins tonight played their first interleague game of 2009, and in recent memory, it's treated them really, really well, and that's tonight's Chrysler Key stat. The Twins have the 2nd best interleague record the last 3 seasons in Major League Baseball, 41-13. That includes a record of 22-5 here at the Metrodome. Last year, they were the best team in Major League Baseball with a 14-4 record between interleague play. and that included a 4-2 record against the Milwaukee Brewers. A lot of numbers to digest there, but the point is, this is a good time to catch a National League team, guys.
Matt Tolbert on the first pitch drops a beautiful bunt up the third baseline. McGee couldn't make the play in time, and the Twins get the leadoff man on.
Yeah, thank you, Robbie, very much. But what a bunt right there by Tolbert. And McGee had two choices right here, to let it go or to try to barehand it and do what he does. I just think with Tolbert right there, you almost have to let it go and see. Hopefully it'll roll foul.
And now here's Punto to throw to first.
You're not going to get the speedy Tolbert right there. Look at that. He hits a home run, and all of a sudden, he didn't let it go to his head. Still knows his game. Bunts his way on.
A push bunt. And fielder will barehand it and tag Punto. And Punto will get credit for a sacrifice with Tolbert moving to second.
Well, not a bad try right there. You'll get a sacrifice, but what he tried to do was push it over to the right of fielder a little bit more toward the second baseman Counsell. So he does his job. Had a chance to get on if he bunts it over a little bit more with the left-hander Parra falling off toward third base. Leaves that little bit of hole right there.
Span had a good at bat, a lengthy at bat, finally bounced out to fielder in the first inning. And just missing ball one. Lost in the grand slam by Mauer and all the great offensive numbers the Twins put up yesterday. A very productive bottom third of the lineup. And we're not talking about Tolbert's 3-run home run, but he got on base with a couple of singles. Morales was aboard 5 times, 3 hits and 2 walks. Punto maybe opened up the whole game with a sacrifice bunt in that second inning. A couple of guys got on base. Morales and Tolbert with singles. Punto tried to bunt him along for a sacrifice, and play wasn't made. And by inning's end, the Twins had 7 runs on the board.
Oh, that's what Ron Gardenhauer would like to see night after night. Just production all the way through the lineup. Just not, your 2, 3, 4, 5 guys hitting the ball out of the ballpark, but get on base.
Tolbert steals without a throw. Got a great jump from Parra, and now he'll stand at third base. Kendall had no chance.
Well, he did not even throw because of the lead that Tolbert got right here. Look at that. As soon as Parra lifted that leg up, Tolbert was off and running. His first stolen base of the year.
Brewers shorten up the infield now. The count 3-0 to Span. Ball 4, and Kendall with a look over the right shoulder at Sam Holbrook. So first and third, 1 away, and here's Mauer, who drew the first walk from Parra. Mauer walked and scored on the Cuddyer home run. Mauer's walk setting up the 3-run inning. Mauer's 14th walk against 10 strikeouts in 72 at-bats, or with 72 at-bats. And a first pitch strike.
Middle of the infield looking for the double play ball. McGee at third, playing about even with the bag. And, of course, fielder holding on. Span at first.
Breaking ball to left center. Cameron retreating. Making the catch. Tolbert tags and scores. Span will stay at first. Mauer drives in the run. It's 4-0.
What was so impressive, Dick, about yesterday's ballgame is the Twins kept adding on to their lead. And that's what they want to do, when you get the opportunity. When they were going through that little bit of a slump they're going through, they were not able to add on. Maybe they had a 2-0 lead after the first couple innings, and then they couldn't add on. They let the opponent get back into the ballgame. So the Twins right there, Joe Mauer picking up his his 25th RBI from the sacrifice fly.
Morneau with a vicious swing at the fastball. And a foul back. Justin has really heated up about this time of the year on the Firestone leaderboard.
He has enjoyed interleague play. Right behind Alex Rodriguez. Not bad company right there. There's Ryan Howard, Ordonez, David Wright.
Span, of course, a threat to steal. On the season, Span 9 for 12. Twins with Tolbert's steal of third, now 26 steals in 36 tries. Outside, 1-1. A high fly to right. Counsell, Hart. And it's Hart with the catch. And the third out of the inning. Bauer with a sacrifice fly, making it 4-0. Minnesota. You can visit exploreminnesota.com and plan your next Minnesota vacation today. You're looking at Blue Mound State Park in southwestern Minnesota near the city of Laverne. The park has 13 miles total of hiking trails, and you can see a herd of buffalo down there if you'd like. And check out the prickly pear cactus blooming in June and July. Good start for the Twins. A 3-run first, a single run in the second. And now Matt Gamble will lead off the third against Kevin Slowey.
Bill Castro, the pitching coach, right there, talking to Parra, his starter here tonight.
First pitch fouled away by Gamble.
And even though Ken Maka has, taken over as manager, a lot of the guys are still there. Dale Swain, now the hitting coach, who was manager for a couple of weeks, I think, at the end of last season. Bill Castro was the bullpen pitching coach. Now he's a pitching coach. He's been with the organization for the Brewers for 18 years. They brought in some new guys like Willie Randolph.
2 strikes to Gamble. McGee and Kendall will follow. You know, Ron Coomer mentioned something regarding Ken Maka, that he lets the players play. And this is from a distance, of course, but apparently, there was tension and anxiety almost between Ned Yost, the manager of the Brewers, and the players. And the feeling was, in at least one of the last 2 years, maybe both of them, that there just was almost a barrier there between Yost and the players.
Even though the Brewers got into postseason last year, that friction was there, and that's why they made the move.
2-2 to Gamble. Inside, and he hit him. Brushed his sleeve of his jersey, I believe. And the first base runner for the Brewers is a Slowey hit batter.
Well, he's trying to go inside right here and gets the, looks like the right elbow of Gamble. At first base.
Subway presents the Twins and Brewers this weekend, a 3-game set continuing tomorrow. And if you come out to the park, you'll see the Twins honor recently retired Corey Koski with a pregame ceremony. Join us for the celebration. Call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com and get your Twins Brewers tickets today. McGee the hitter, Gamble at first, nobody out. I'm not asking you to throw anybody under the bus, but did you ever have in your 23 years a situation where there was tension from the manager through the clubhouse?
I can honestly say I don't recall. I don't recall ever having that type of friction between the players and a manager.
There's a soft liner. Great catch by Punto. It looked like he might have left his feet a little early, but he hung up there long enough to make the catch.
Well, the ball hit right on a line right here. Nick Punto leaps up and able to come down with it. Good timing right there by Punto.
So one down, and that'll bring up Kendall.
Those balls sometimes that are hit so hard they almost come like a knuckleball at times.
Kendall takes a strike. I remember back in the mid-'80s, not that there was tension, but I think there was a disconnect between Ray Miller and the Twins clubhouse. Miller had come in from the outside, didn't really know the players that well. Bouncer to short. Out at second. Out at first. That takes care of the hit batter. Slowey has faced the minimum through 3. Really asserting himself in the middle of the Twins lineup. 3 straight games now where he's hit a home run.
Yeah, on Wednesday against John Danks, a 2-run home run. In yesterday's ball game against Bartolo Colon, a 3-run home run. And we saw Michael Cuddyer here in his first at-bat, a 3-run home run. Boy, nice swings right there by Michael Cuddyer. Is he in a groove?
He'll lead off the 3rd inning with the Twins up 4-0. Another one to the gap in left center field. Won't be caught. Another extra base hit, a ground rule double. These aren't little flares. They're rockets that are leaving the infield in a blink of an eye.
Ron Coomer was talking again. I'm going to say how they broke down his swing. Boy, is he in a groove right now. He's just seeing the ball good and then popping the bat and making great contact. Ron Coomer, I mean, what a swing right there by Michael Cuddyer.
Yeah, Cuddy's locked in right now, Bert. We've talked about it now for the last couple days. It's something about a big league hitter. When you find that spot where your body wants to be, and then it all comes down to one thing. I don't care what position or what you do in this game. It's called confidence. And right now, Cuddy feels like he can adjust and see the breaking ball and stay on it. He can also catch up to the high fastball. He is really locked in. To me, though, his hands in his spot where he's got him, he's able to cover the high fastball and keep him back enough to hit the breaking ball. And you know, as a pitcher, when a guy's doing that, it's really tough to pitch to him.
Yeah, he really is. And that's when you usually have to make him move his feet a little bit.
Creedy flips it foul.
We all love that, don't we?
You know what I've seen from Joe Creedy the first two swings right here? He is trying to hit the ball the other way. I know that, you know, he's supposed to hit the ball out of the ballpark, but this is, you know, how the team gets a little bit better. He's just trying to move Michael Cuddyer over. Now with 2 strikes, you know, now he's got to pretty much swing for himself. You know, these are things when a team's going good or when you feel a team's going good, guys start picking up each other by just moving, do the little things. Tolbert stealing a base. Joe Mauer getting the fly ball deep enough to score him.
I'll tell you, it made me think back of the 2005 season. Creedy, a part of the White Sox, a team that ended up winning the World Series. I was convinced the White Sox were really going to be a team to contend with. 2-2 pitch and a bouncer to short. And Hardy throws him out. But the White Sox came in here, and in the first inning, Frank Thomas did what you just said against the Twins. Pasechnik got a single, he stole second, whatever. Thomas was up. And here's a guy who may go into the Hall of Fame by hitting home runs, but he did what Creedy tried to do, and that's when I think the light bulb went off in a lot of people's minds in the Twins dugout. Hey, these guys are playing team baseball, and they're going to be tough to beat.
You know, and their folks might be at home saying, hey, wait a minute, they lost 6 in a row on the road. It can turn on. That light bulb can turn on just like that. I mean, you know, the 3 runs Cuddyer put on, the sacrifice fly by Joe Mauer, those little things. That game yesterday, yeah, it was a blowout game, but, you know, it brought the team maybe a little bit closer together. You never know. They smiled together for the first time in over a week.
And what usually happens when the ball starts rolling the other way, Creedy doesn't get the job done, and then Harris will pick him up in this at-bat. Somehow the Twins will find a way to get Cuddyer in from second base after the leadoff double. Harris's job will be to do that. He singled in his first at-bat back in the first inning. 1 strike.
You know, guys, the one thing about the job that Creedy just tried to do didn't get accomplished, but the one thing when you're talking about team baseball, and I've been on this bench for a long time, when a guy who's in his position, who is a power hitter, Dick, to your point, gives it a good effort to try to hit the ball the other way and give up his at-bat, even though he didn't get it done, you can see he's putting forth an effort. And that goes a long way with the guys that you're sitting next to, knowing if our guy who's trying to hit home runs is going to give himself up like a Frank Thomas, it's just an attitude in the dugout that everybody's pulling and rowing the same direction. It's a good feeling, and you can see it in the dugout right now.
Hey, and Ron, and that light bulb can turn on just like that, can it?
Bro, we're 1 week away. We had a 6-game losing streak.
Right.
You throw a 6-1 record, the Twins are right there around first place again. You know, that's why you can't have the ups and downs and the swings, and that's why Gardy was saying we're not going to be hanging our heads, we're not going to be doing any of this, because this is a marathon. We all know this with our schedules. Hey, you just go out and play the games, and if you do your job the right way, eventually the good things are going to happen.
1-2 to Harris. And if you don't believe us, ask anybody involved in the Tiger organization. They were swept out of the Metrodome in a 3-game series. A 3-game lead in the division was gone in the span of 3 days. and they went out and won 6 straight. They're winning again tonight, and suddenly they've got a comfortable lead over the Twins. All of that happened in 1 week. 2-2 to Harris, and now Lowe to fill the count, and Gomez on deck.
Hey, I've been with a lot of ball clubs that you kind of dreaded going to the ballpark because you knew you were going to lose a ball game. And the Twins went through that little spell where they were in New York. They were in every ball game. They go to Chicago. Okay, that's behind us. They lost the first 2. They did not give up and had a big offensive day yesterday.
Harris taps it foul. Steve Little, nice one-handed catch.
Steve Little not making fans, not throwing that ball in the stands now. Come on, Stevie.
Yeah, he's concentrating down there.
Gardy just gave me the what happened?
Harris battling Parra. Twins with a 3-run first. Got another run in the second. Trying to get another one here in the third. That'll work. Cuddyer around third. He's coming in. And Harris delivers. Creedy couldn't advance Cuddyer. No matter. Harris with his second hit up the middle, and it's 5-0.
Well, he's my pick to stick tonight. Brendan Harris is. So there's an RBI. Brendan Harris. Good night so far. 2 for 2, picking up his 8th RBI of the year. Had quite a day yesterday for my pick to stick with Joe Mauer. I might be out of last place now.
I'd be cheering for you, but I think if you get out of last place, I know who's going to be in it.
Hey, guys, you know who's in first place?
No, don't tell me.
You know who picked Cuddyer tonight?
Roy Smalley.
Nice.
Here's Gomez. Went down swinging to end the first inning. Bouncer foul. Twins playing without Delman Young tonight and probably tomorrow night. The plan is Young hopes and the Twins hope he'll be back. Here's a liner to second, and Harris is doubled off. So Gomez hit the ball to the second baseman Counsell over the fielder. The inning ends with 2 more hits and another Twins run. In every inning so far against Manny Parra and the Brewers.
Well, Michael Cuddyer with that big 3-run home run, putting the Twins up 3-0. And Kevin Slowey, 3 shutout innings so far. He's needed only 27 pitches. Brendan Harris, we just saw him get that RBI single up the middle.
10 pitches in the first, 8 pitches in the second, 9 pitches in the third inning.
You know, he's doing exactly what I would like every starter to do, and that's attack the strike zone early so you can go later in the ball game and give that bullpen some rest.
Here's Counsell.
Trust your stuff, and that's one thing Kevin Slowey does because of the control of his fastball.
Ball one to Counsell. Will be followed by Hardy and Braun. Two and 0.
Took a little off that right there. That's one thing Kevin Slowey worked on in spring training. When he's behind, just kind of slow that fastball up. Don't throw it 92, throw it 88.
Very high, 3-0.
Just got underneath that. Now making the adjustment. Get back up on top of the ball. All that means is get your wrist on top of the ball. Don't let it get underneath your wrist. There you go.
3-1. Again, Slowey with just 4 walks. One of the points of emphasis for Dale Swaim, the hitting coach, was to get these Brewer hitters to show more patience at the plate, draw more walks, get into more favorable hitting counts. Swing and a miss, 3-2, and it's been working.
Yeah, it really has. You know, the Brewers are a couple, two-game lead over the St. Louis Cardinals. Been playing very good baseball, and you know, talking to Bill Schroeder about that and talking to Dale Swain, what they want him to do is go up there with a game plan. Okay, if this guy throws a lot of fastballs, sit on that fastball. Don't hit a breaking ball.
Fly ball, left center field, hanging up there for Span. One down, and if you missed it in tonight's pregame show, the border battle moved to the booth. The aforementioned Bill Schroeder matched wits with Bert Blyleven.
Oh, boy. It's overdone itself a little bit. I think that the Yankees ought to play the Mets. You know, we should play you guys. That's it. Houston Astros, Pittsburgh Pirates, St. Louis Cardinals, Chicago Cubs, who the Twins are playing. I want to see them in the World Series. I don't want to see them during the season.
It's one of those things like the designated hitter. Once they start, you can't stop.
I would say like cashews. Cashews are like that.
Yes,
you start them, you can't stop.
Yeah. There's Billy. Sitting next to Brian Anderson.
And if you'd like to see the entire segment, please go to Facebook.com and search FSN North. Then you can vote for who you think won the baseball debate. Text either Bert or Bill to short code 234-234. It almost sounded, though, like you guys were in agreement on it.
You know what? A lot of these topics, it's kind of like the designated hitter rule. That was our first one. And then, you know, interleague play. Off the camera, Billy said, you know what, I'm tired of interleague play too, but they're not going to change it.
First hit for the Brewers is a liner to second and a double off the wall, or a liner to right center, I should say, and a double off the wall for J.J. Hardy.
Yeah, this inning so far, Slowey's got some balls up in the strike zone. He came back and able to get Greg Counsell on a fastball away, but right here, a high fastball. Good piece of hitting right here by J.J. Hardy because he took that ball the other way. Overhead of Cuddyer. Cuddyer, of course, with a great arm. But Hardy able to get in with a double, the first hit for the Brewers on his 6th double of the year.
Baseball can be it's basically non-discriminating, right? It doesn't make any difference whether your last name is Baker or Slowey, but if you leave a pitch up there, it's going to get hit pretty hard.
Your eyes are going to open up.
Here's Ryan Braun. Hit a fly ball to center.
Real big.
And there's strike one. Just to extend the discussion you and Bill had about interleague play, I would agree with you for another reason. The Red Sox are going to come in here at the end of this homestand, and then we will be done seeing the Red Sox. There will be no third series against the Red Sox. We can take all our Boston notes and crumple them up and throw them away after this homestand.
Well, the Yankees come in later, and that's it for them, too. I mean, they only come here once.
Bouncer to third. Harris waits for that hop, fires across, and Braun is retired out, number 2.
Boy, nice strong throw right there by Brendan Harris.
Aflac trivia question this evening, excuse me. Who are the 2 pitchers to throw a no-hitter in interleague play?
interleague play started in 1997.
I like that. Veteran Twins viewers will realize that you threw that out there not having a clue what the answer is. We both do that. If we don't know what the trivia answer is, we'll throw out other trivia.
No, give us time. We'll know the answer. I don't want Steve S. to get mad at us.
Right. There's Prince Fielder. Fielder with a fly to left his first time up. Slowly pitching from the stretch with a runner at second, and there's a called strike 0-2.
Good pitch, middle in. Strike one, then work the ball inside. You saw Fielder kind of flinch right there. Watch this pitch right here. Do you see Fielder kind of back away a little bit?
2 strikes. Slowly trying to pitch around the 1-out double by Hardy. Fielder strikes out. Slowey's pretty good again so far here tonight with just 2 base runners allowed and 1 hit through 4 shutout innings. Is brought to you by Quest. Get free 2 gigs online backup service with Quest high-speed internet. By Grand Casino Mille Lacs and Grand Casino Hinckley. Expect grand. And by Chrysler. From power and efficiency to innovation and style, it's the way our vehicles come together that sets us apart. Chrysler. I think Ken Maka's changing some things here. He's got Bill Hall in at third base. I don't know if that's the only change. Looking at the outfield looks intact.
Is that Ryan Braun out in left field?
Well, he was out in left field. Yeah. I believe. Craig Counsell is at short. So Hardy is out of the ballgame.
McGee moving over to second base.
Hardy ran into second.
Looks like it's back.
With the only Brewer hit, a double to right center field, and he might have tweaked his back.
That's what he gets for getting a base hit off of Kevin Slowey. Or a double.
Tolbert taps it foul. 1-2. Tolbert dropped down a beautiful bunt in front of McGee, leading off the second. Twins worked him around, scored him on a sacrifice fly. Tapper to short. Counsell has it. And Tolbert retired, 1 away. Well, no, they didn't give us much time for the Aflac trivia question, and the answer? The question is, the 2 pitchers who made through a no-hitter in interleague play.
Ben Sheets.
David Cone. And his was a perfect game against the Expos. Well, I think we ought to get one of those egg timers here, and if we don't get enough time to answer the question, I don't think they can hold that against us.
I was between you and I was trying to get hold of Robbie because Robbie has that everything in that phone that he has.
Yeah. 2-0 to Punto, who sacrificed Tolbert to second base. Tigers are leading the Rockies 3-1. And now it's 3-0 to Punto. Sixth 3-ball count for Parra. And this is the 64th pitch. 3-1.
You know, we go back to that interleague thing, and the reason that I feel that interleague is kind of over its time now, only because the Chicago White Sox and the Detroit Tigers, and I'm sure Kansas City, have a look at all the schedule. There's ball 4 to Nick Punto. Parra walks his third of the ball game. We don't play all the same teams.
The
so
Royals.
At the end of the year, you know, it should be you play against the same teams.
For a limited time, select single-game suites and other Metrodome hospitality spaces are available at a very special rate. Discounts range from 5% to over 20% off. Call 833-TWINS to reserve a suite for 12 to 125 guests and take advantage of this limited time offer. Here's Span. The natural rival, for instance, for the Royals, the Cardinals, because they got St. Louis on the east side of the state, Kansas City on the west side, so they always match up. And that'll be a tough matchup for the Royals. The Cardinals, even though they slumped in May, are a very good team.
Well, they call that the I-70 series.
Right. Yep. And the Twins will get a little bit of that. I guess we got a road trip later this year where we're going to be in St. Louis and then in Kansas City. Inside the Span. But the Cleveland Indians, for instance, their rival, the Cincinnati Reds. And the Reds off to a good start this year. A couple games above 500, but
they're not the Cardinals.
They are not the Cardinals. The White Sox have a tough assignment with the Cubs, but that's one that should always be played. That's just a great thing for baseball.
Yep.
And it really is, I think, the main reason that this interleague series is still going on. You've got the Mets and the Yankees,
right,
and you've got the Dodgers and the Angels,
Giants and the A's.
1-1 to Spain. I've never quite understood. I mean, the natural rival, the home and home rival for the Boston Red Sox are the Phillies, I believe.
No, Phillies are actually playing in New York
right now, right. But I think it's the Red Sox,
yes,
the Red Sox and the Phillies, they have that home and home thing.
Right.
1-2. Span drew a walk in the second. Parra's been out there now for 68 pitches, and Span's been up there for a lot of them. Kendall with a very nice block on a pitch that might have landed outside the right-handed batter's box. Great stop by the veteran Jason Kendall.
Yeah, Kendall, the guy that will play every day. He's just a workhorse back there. Does a great job keeping that ball in front of him. And Punto staying at first.
Ball landed in the middle of the batter's box. Twins have scored in every inning so far, and of course they scored in just about every inning yesterday in Chicago. Runner goes, pitch grounded perfectly up the middle. Punto to third, a seeing eye single for Span. With the runner going, the middle infielders were converging anyway, and they still couldn't get to it.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, on the bench, he'll say that ball had eyes. And that's exactly what this ball did right here, because Span taking it up the middle with Punto taking off. Of course, the middle infielders are going to converge, and both of them diving for the ball. And that ball had eyes as it got underneath both their gloves. And Nick Punto hustles all the way to third.
So first and third, one away, and Mauer at the plate. Up and in, ball one. Question on our carsoup.com/baseball inquiry. Jeremy Simerson from Nashua, Iowa, wondering how many at-bats does Joe Mauer need to qualify as the American League's top hitter? And we need to change the question, because the determining factor not at-bats but plate appearances. Bouncer to the right side. And the ball dropped. Everybody's safe. Counsell got a good feed from McGee but didn't catch it. And a run scores.
One error should be charged to Counsell. Nick Punto scores the 6th run of the ball game for the Twins. And might have been a tailor-made double play right here, and Counsell never really got the ball in his glove. And that's why second base umpire Johnson said no. There was no exchange coming out. That ball just hit his glove and bounced away.
Mauer will get an RBI because you can't assume the double play. And the inning will roll on, and the Twins add another run here in the 4th, and a chance to do more damage with Morneau at the plate. Breaking ball missing. Let's get back to the question from Jeremy Simerson from Nashua. Joe Mauer needs 502 plate appearances, which include at-bats, walks, sacrifices of any kind, hit batters, catcher's interference, what have you. He needs to have 52 plate appearances, which computes out to 3.1 per game played.
502. You said 52. 502.
Oh, 502, right.
Right.
3.1 plate appearances per game played. And the thing that Joe's dealing with right now was missing the first month's worth of games, so he's in arrears in terms of plate appearances. A quick trip to the mound. And Mauer already has 3 plate appearances in this game, even though he is, in terms of at-bats, 0 for 1.
Right. He walked, then a sacrifice fly. It's not an official at-bat, but it is a plate appearance. And then he reached on the air.
DeFelice warming up in the Brewer pen. 1-0 the count to Morneau. Drilled to center. Cameron back. Can't make the play. A hard carom off the wall. It's going to score 2. Morneau hesitates. Now going to third. And the Twins continue to pound the baseball.
Well, Justin Morneau gave it a ride. Mike Cameron, a lot like Torrey Hunter. If he can't catch it, the ball cannot be caught. He is an outstanding center fielder. And that ball on a line went over his head. And it'll be a 2-run triple for Justin Morneau. Straightaway center over the head of Cameron. It hits off the wall and then comes back toward the infield.
And the Brewers go to their bullpen in the 4th. still be in the game, but the botched double play has really opened the door for the Twins.
Well, we saw it in yesterday's ball game. You know, the White Sox made a couple errors, and the Twins took advantage of it, and that's what you want to do. You do not give a team more than 4 outs an inning, and we'll see how the Twins fare this inning. They've already put a 3 on the board. DeFelice off to a very good start out of that bullpen. 3-0 with a 1.42 earned run average. A bullpen that is very solid for the Milwaukee Brewers. They come in second in the National League as far as combined ERA out of a bullpen. Only 4 walks, 18 strikeouts into 19 innings for the DeFelice.
Up the middle, base hit. Cuddyer has another RBI and another hit. We're in the 4th inning. He's got the home run, the double, and the single. And the Twins keep piling on runs. It's 9-0.
Yeah, 4th RBI of the ball game for Michael Cuddyer as Justin Morneau scores the 4th run of the inning. Taking that breaking ball right back up the middle, out of the reach of Counsell, into center field.
Here's Creedy 0 for 2. In the last nearly 13 innings, the Twins have scored 29 runs. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball, 0-2.
And a little cut fastball that DeFelice has. Also mixes in a changeup. 2nd season with the Brewers.
And Creedy strikes out for out number 2. That'll bring up Brendan Harris. Got a big RBI single in the 3rd. The Twins had their leadoff double from Cuddyer. Creedy, despite his best efforts, didn't advance the runner to 3rd. And Harris got his 2nd single up the middle to drive Cuddyer in. And boy, the Twins doing a great job tacking on those runs you spoke of before. Taking control of the game with the 3-run homer in the 1st, single run in the 2nd, another one in the 3rd, and 4 so far here in the 4th.
Yesterday's ball game, the Twins scored in every inning except the 5th and the 8th and the 9th. But by that time, they already put 20 on the board by the 8th and the 9th.
They're tired.
Yeah.
2 strikes to Harris, and DeFelice has come in and done exactly what Ken Maka would want him to do, pound the strike zone. 9 pitches, 9 strikes. Up foul, should reach the seats.
DeFelice, 32 years old. It took him a while to get to the major league level. He had some knee problems, had some arm problems. And Slowey, who has enjoyed a lot of run support this year, looks at the scoreboard at a 9-0 lead.
Bouncer left side. Counsell has to hurry, and he gets Harris to end the inning. But it's another good inning for the Twins. They had 4 more runs.
Greg Anderson here in the Minnesota State Lottery Winner's Circle. And Bert, he went on the Fox Sports North Facebook page, printed pictures of you eating worms, one going down the gullet, another one of a worm hanging out of your mouth. So classy, Bert. He gets $100 in Minnesota State Lottery tickets for making this sign. Greg, congratulations. And the whole section 118 down the right field line is really, really, really excited for Greg Anderson. Fist pumps everywhere, Bert.
Well, you know what? That $15,000 that we raised for Parkinson's almost is $16,000 now. People are still sending in donations because of those night crawlers that were eaten by me. Again, thank you to everybody.
Cameron with a single up the middle. And the effects of your charitable stunt are still being realized and experienced on our charter flight on the last road trip. Did you notice that the flight attendants were nice enough to have gummy worms on the back table there in case somebody wanted a sweet treat?
I had a Pastor Don. He's going to do it at his church this Sunday. He's actually eating worms to raise money. Look at this. Another double play.
Morneau can't quite dig it out of the dirt. With Tolbert spilled at second base, Cameron coming in hard, and the Twins get one, but not two.
Oh, that's how you turn a double play right there. Mike Cameron, even though the score is 9-0, you still play the game hard, and he went right over Tolbert. And Tolbert, you see right here, after he released that ball, he just kind of becomes a gummy bear right there. Just relax and fall. Don't try to hold it, because you try to hold your position, you're going to end up breaking a leg or something like that.
Matt Gamble, the hitter. There's a pop-up down by the Twins bullpen. And out of play. Okay, so wait a second. There's a pastor out there that's going to eat night crawlers.
He's going to eat a worm, he said. He's going to eat worms.
During a church service.
Yes, to raise money.
I think that's one communion rail I'm not going to want to go to.
You know, because of that double play right there at Tolbert, I remember back in 1970 when Rod Carew was taken out by Mike Hegan, and Rod didn't try to get out of the way, just kind of stood there. And Mike still feels bad today. He does the radio for the Cleveland Indians, but Tolbert did the right thing. He released the ball and then almost in a relaxed way just fall forward. Let your feet come out from underneath you so you don't plant your feet and you get hurt that way.
Rod wrecked his knee, right?
Yeah, right. He had surgery.
1-1. Gamble, the hitter, and he drives it to right center field. It's a base hit. And Gomez will fire the ball to third. And Harris with a catch. Not a good decision by Gomez. He had no chance to get hard at third base. And a wild throw that might have allowed Gamble to advance to second, but he did not. So first and third, one away. Twins and Brewers coming up Sunday night at the Dome. And the first 5,000 kids 14 and under will get a batting champion bat courtesy of Waste Management. The real wood bat honors all the batting champs in Twins history. You can purchase your tickets for Sunday night's game against the Brewers by calling 800-33-TWINS. Now we've got one of these bats up here. I think you got one too. Has Rod Carew's batting championship seasons. 1969, 1972, 1973, 1974, 75, 77, 78, and the batting averages alongside Tony Oliva's 3 in 1964, 65, and 71, Joe Mauer's 2, and Kirby Puckett's 1 in 1989 when he hit 339.
Very nice bat.
To center. This could be interesting. Brewers are down by a bunch. And they're going to try to score. Gomez's throw. Nearly got him. Mauer with the mask on couldn't field the first hop throw, and the Brewers get a run here on a sacrifice fly.
Wow, great throw right there by Gomez. Hart tagging up and scoring. But if Joe's able to get this little short hop right here, might have been a closer play at home plate. Gomez gets behind it and then airmails it. That one little hop right there. Joe gets it. He might have had him out. What a A good strong throw by Gomez, and that's probably the hardest thing for a catcher to do, is try to stay at home plate, protect home plate, and then try to catch that short hop at the same time.
With the mask on.
Yeah.
In the old days, catchers were taught to take the mask off for plays like that. A little bit easier to field a bounding throw without looking through the bars, but now most catchers keep the mask on. So the Brewers get a run here in the 5th, and Kendall fouls it back 1-1. Anyway, you can purchase your tickets for Sunday night's game against the Brewers. Call 800-33-TWINS. Kendall bounced into a double play in the 3rd.
Kendall's always been a very good contact hitter. Guy that doesn't draw a lot of walks. A career .293 hitter coming into this year. His 14th season at the major league level. He was with the Oakland A's when Ken Macha was the manager there. Kendall in his 2nd season with the Brewers. Pretty good genes, too. His father was Fred Kendall, former major league catcher.
That's to center, hit right at Gomez. And that'll end the inning. The Brewers get one back. The Twins, with Kevin Slowey still lead comfortably 9-1. Talking with Carlos Gomez about the throw to third base.
Well, I think what he's saying is that stay aggressive, throw the ball, but make sure you hit the cutoff man right there in case that runner goes from first to second. That's all. I mean, you want him to stay aggressive, which he was. He just airmailed that ball almost over the head of Harris, which could have created more damage.
One strike to Gomez. He has struck out and lined into a double play. Ball 1-1-1. Rockies are trying to come back on the Tigers. It's 4-3 in the top of the 9th. Tigers on quite a roll. They've won 6 in a row since the Twins swept them. We've seen it happen the other way, where a relief pitcher's been asked to pitch a few innings to kind of just stabilize things a little bit. There's Gomez taking a strike 2-2, and that's DeFelice's job here. And of course, for Ken Macha, it's a little bit different. He can do that now with the pitcher spot not coming up in the batting order as they would in the National League ballpark. So a little bit of a luxury for Ken Macha here in a lopsided game. He can leave a pitcher in there for a while. Cameron with the catch. Gomez retired one away.
Another reason why, as a former pitcher, I like the designated hitter rule.
Here's Ken Maka. He's going to come to the mound and make a pitching change anyway. So pretty much everything I've said here for the last 45 seconds you can throw out. He's got DeFelice out there to face 4 batters. Now the switch hitters and the lefties are coming up, and he's going to bring in Swindle.
Why do so many people who drive on
Anthony LaPanta for Dodge Game Break.
Thanks very much, Dick. It was a busy day in the Minnesota sports scene today as both the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Minnesota Wild make major moves in their front office. The Minnesota Timberwolves named David Kahn the president of basketball operations, most recently in the NBA with the Indiana Pacers, where he was the general manager for 9 seasons, helping them to 8 playoff berths. And for the Minnesota Wild, it was Chuck Fletcher becoming the 2nd general manager in franchise history. He brings 16 years of NHL experience. The 42-year-old Harvard grad begins work immediately. Dick and Bert.
Thank you very much. Ken Maka wanted 2 left-handers available to him in this series, with the Twins having so many left-handed batters, and R.J. Swindle is the first lefty to see action.
Yeah, just getting recalled from AAA Nashville. Swindle in his first season with the Brewers, up with the Phillies last year, only 3 relief appearances, not a lot of major league time. See that big slow curveball that he has. The sidearm delivery.
Now that, sometimes a pitch is called a frisbee. That looks like a frisbee. 1-2 to Tolbert. Laced foul.
I think I have to get on Ryan again. He's down there protecting those guys down in the bullpen, Ryan Hanks.
It just doesn't look like Ryan, that geometry is a strong suit for Ryan as he tries to play the caroms down there.
He works hard down there, though. We always do the instructional after. I'll always see him down in the dugout, and I'll always get him. Ryan, you did a great job tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Here's what the Twins have done so far in the last 2 ball games. They've hit at a .440 clip, pretty good slugging percentage with all the extra base hits, and most importantly 29 runs scored in a little more than 13 innings.
Yeah, the game's not fair. You'd like to take that say 18 runs. Say we beat the White Sox yesterday 2-1.
Right. Take
the 18 runs and disperse them into the other games on the road trip.
1-2. Twins were in a rut during the road trip. Let's not forget this, where they had 8 straight solo home runs. Here's a high fly to left off the bat of Tolbert. And Braun makes the catch, out number 2. And now the Twins, every time one goes over the fence, seems like there's a man or 2 or 3 on base. Border battle with the Brewers continuing. You can log on to Fox Sports North Facebook page for your chance to be a part of a special fan edition of Inside Corner tomorrow. Go to Facebook.com and search FSN North to become a fan and find out how you can be part of the broadcast. 2 gone. Here's Nick Punto. And that Frisbee's over the outside corner.
Well, you were talking about how, in the American League they could have left Mark DeFelice out there, but Ken Maka wants to use him. He's got some great numbers out in that bullpen. He can use him again tomorrow. Whereas if he left him out there longer, then you lose him maybe for the next couple ball games.
Well, he's got a pretty thin bench too with 13 pitchers. He doesn't have, a lot of pinch hitting to do. Now his pitchers, in theory at least, are used to hitting, so we might actually see that here with the 13 pitchers on the staff.
6 righties, 2 lefties.
When a guy throws weird, like Swindle does, you get weird foul balls too, don't you?
Well, the ball keeps coming in on you. Throws that sinker from down there, and then that big, slow kind of roundhouse breaking ball.
Tigers beat the Rockies 4-3, so the Twins need to win here to stay 5.5 games out. Inside. The Reds are leading the Indians 3-1 in the 9th inning. White Sox have a 7th inning lead on Pittsburgh 1-0. And the Cardinals lead the slumping Royals 2-0. And Punto with a foul tip. Kendall hangs on. And the Twins go 3 up, 3 down against 2 pitchers in the 5th.
Brewers.
The Twins jumping on Manny Parra early with a 3-run homer.
Yeah, Michael Cuddyer with that 3-run home run in the 1st inning. Then the Twins added 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, and then 4 in the 4th. Take that 9-1 lead. Kevin Slowey starting his 6th inning of work.
And Slowey delivering a fastball low to Counsell. Will be followed by Bill Hall and then Ryan Braun in the 6th.
Again, the pitch count outstanding. 54 pitches for Slowey. 41 strikes.
1-1. Counsell with a bouncer to 2nd and a fly to left. There's a pop-up near 3rd base. Harris over to make the catch. 1 away. and it'll bring up Bill Hall.
Slowey with 2 strikeouts in a ball game, no walks so far. Again, making his 9th start of the year, his 47th major league start.
It's an 8-run Twins lead, but yet an important at bat here for Hall. His first plate appearance. He lines it to short. He's retired quickly. He's trying to prove to his new manager that he's a better right-handed a better hitter against right-handed pitching than the numbers would show. He's 200 points better against lefties than he is righties. 2 gone in the 6th, and here's Ryan Braun. And Hall getting a chance not to start against a righty, but enter the game. He jumped on the first pitch and hit a liner to the shortstop.
He hit the ball on the button right there. It was just at Nick Punto at short.
Braun is 0 for 2. A fly to center and a ground ball. Nick Blackburn was outstanding yesterday, and of course the Twins kept adding runs, had some long innings, and Twins needed Jose Mijares and Joe Nathan to get some work, so he didn't get a chance to complete a shutout. And the White Sox ended up scoring a run, but Slowey has been in complete control here and seems every bit as sharp as he was in his start against the Yankees. One strike to Ryan Braun. Oh,
watch out.
Right over his cap. And Braun has a sharp 2-out single. That was frighteningly close.
Well, once you let that ball go, you're only maybe 50, 55 feet away, and Braun, like every hitter, wants to hit that ball right back up the middle. And somehow Slowey able to duck quick enough to get out of the way of that line drive.
Prince Fielder 0 for 2. And Slowey just missed the outside corner. Ball 1. The crowd on hand here for the opener. 2-0 to Fielder. Indians ended up losing to the Reds 3-1. Cleveland now 9.5 games back of Detroit. 3-0.
Fielder, I'm sure, has the green light if it's a pitch that he likes. He didn't like that one.
Slowly putting a fastball on the outside corner. Three and 2.
He does not get cheated up there once he's committed to swing.
Runner goes. Strike 3. Slowey comes back to strike out Fielder. Brewers get another hit, but Slowey's been in charge through 6.
one he pulls. And this one here tonight, again, getting the barrel of the bat on that ball. Wow. Beautiful swing.
And Cuddyer might have a chance here in the 6th inning. Span, Mauer, and Morneau in the Twins' 6th. And a sweeping breaking ball over for a strike. That was the Frost Coors Light freeze can. That's hit to right and hit well. Denard Span. Gone! A home run.
Well, we're seeing the Twins batters right now. When a pitcher leaves a ball up, they are not missing it. They're not popping it up. They are hitting it for distance. Home run number 3 on the year for Denard Span. Weighted back nicely and then popped those hands on a breaking ball that just stayed up. And the Twins take a 10-1 lead.
Here's Mauer. 0 for 1. 2 runs batted in, 2 runs scored. So even in not getting a hit, Mauer's had 3 productive plate appearances.
Yeah, I'd like to get a hit right here. Keep that 14-game hitting streak alive.
That's dumped foul down the left field line and out of everybody's reach. In fact, back a row or 2 into the seats. 2 strikes.
For Joe Mauer, his longest hitting streak came in August of last year, a 16-game hitting streak.
Clocked at 51 miles per hour here at the Dome.
That's called pulling the string. That's what Dave LaRoche, another left-hander, used to throw what he called, I believe, la lob. But he threw it from over the top, and it just got just like a big old rainbow.
And now outside, and it's 2-2. Quest high-speed pitch. Manny Parra hit 93. Kevin Slowey's been right up there too. Slowey's still in the game. Parra left in the 4th. Quest high-speed pitch brought to you by Quest high-speed internet. Pitch just missing at 56 miles per hour. And then they may go to hard-throwing Jorge Julio. Got him with a high fastball. A foul tip. Mauer strikes out. 1 away.
Through all those slow breaking balls, all of a sudden you throw that fastball at 85. It looks like it's 95.
Here's tonight's Cabot Woodstained legendary performance on this date in 2005. The Twins scored 3 in the bottom of the 9th against Derek Turnbow. Shannon Stewart with a home run. It tied the game at 5. And then in 11 innings, Lou Ford, 3 hits, 3 runs, including the game winner. Louis Rodriguez driving in the run. Here's a drive for Morneau, and he has his 3rd hit. Sharp single to right. Now the Twins 2 for 5 against Swindle. And that'll bring up Cuddyer, needing a triple to complete the cycle.
And Kenny Maka running out. Making a pitching change here.
And a right-handed batter come up. So that means we'll have a right-handed reliever, Jorge Julio. you buy a ticket in the home run porch, which is becoming more increasingly appropriately named, you get a buy one get one free coupon for a DQ Blizzard flavor treat. Twins and Brewers tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Tickets available at twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS. Michael Cuddyer hit one out to the home run porch back in the first inning. He then later doubled and scored in the third, singled in the fourth. So he could become the second Twin to hit for the cycle if he can get the triple. Second Twin this year. He'll try to do it against Jorge Julio. 2 strikes.
Julio in his first season with the Brewers, coming into this appearance, a very high 7.24 earned run average in 11 relief appearances. He's walked 12 in 13 2/3 innings with 11 strikeouts.
And Morneau will run to second on a pitch down and away, to say the least. Control's always been an issue for Julio.
Yeah, the Brewers, his 7th different major league team to pitch for. Came up with the Orioles back in 2001. That is his 5th wild pitch of the year.
Pretty good batting average with runners in scoring position over the last 2 games. That's how you score 30 runs. A splintered bat. That's a fair ball. How many can Cuddyer get? He's got 1. He's got 2. Cuddyer completes the cycle. Gomez did it last year. Kubel did it earlier this year.
Well, in the first inning, it was a 3-run home run for Michael Cuddyer. In the third inning, he led off with a double. In the fourth inning, an RBI single. And here with 1 out in the 6th inning, perfectly placed down that left field line, an RBI triple. And for the second time this year, we have seen a cycle.
And the fans just now sitting down. Michael Cuddyer with a great moment. 1-0 to Joe Crede. And he taps it foul. The Twins adding a couple more runs here, but the highlight tonight, Michael Cuddyer, who started the scoring, starting this romp, if that's what it is at this point, with a 3-run homer. She's got someone painting that she loves Michael Cuddyer on her face. Picked a good night to have that done. Crede smashing a liner to Hall for out number 2.
That's only the second time in Twins history that Twins have been able to see a cycle in the same year. Jason Kubel, remember earlier, hit for the cycle. That against the Angels.
That's one of the more dramatic home runs in Twins history. The grand slam that capped off not only the cycle, but a great Twins comeback to end up sweeping the Angels. So the list now, 2 names added to it: Carew, Tovar, Heisel, Bostock, Cubbage, Ward, Puckett, Gomez, Kubel, Cuddyer.
And it was Lyman Bostock and Mike Cubbage that hit it back in 1970. Excuse me, it was Larry Heisel and Lyman Bostock did it in 1976.
Less than 3 weeks apart.
Yep.
1-1 to Harris. And now 1-2. Only 4 players have hit the cycle against the Twins, including Paul Molitor, who, not surprisingly, was here before the game today with the Twins and Brewers facing each other. Fred Patek, Fred Lynn, Paul Molitor, and Travis Hafner. I remember about Hafner's, and it was a game we didn't televise. He hit a hard ground ball that got by Louis Rivas and ran all the way to the gap in right center field. And shortly after that, Ron Gardenhire lit into his team. He didn't care for the way the team was playing at that time, and they ended up winning the division. Kendall with a nice block with Cuddyer at third. Kendall almost looked like he blocked that with his bare hand.
Well, that's that slider of Julio that he's really been inconsistent with. He'll throw one good one and then three bad ones. He's always had a good fastball, but it's the location of the fastball.
Little pop up right side should end the inning. McGee out there. The inning ends, but not until Michael Cuddyer becomes the second Twin this year to complete the cycle. And another very good night for the Twins.
Oh, what a night for Michael Cuddyer. A 3-run home run, a double, RBI single, then an RBI triple. Not only hitting for the cycle, but 5 RBIs. And Kevin Slowey, given that early lead, has been outstanding. 6 very good innings. And there's a triple right there to complete the cycle.
And now Slowey delivering to Mike Cameron, who has one of the 4 hits the Brewers have. Cuddyer, the 4th major leaguer to hit for the cycle this year. Earlier, Ian Kinsler and Orlando Hudson. And then, of course, Jason Kubel, and now Michael Cuddyer. 1-1. Sox beat Pittsburgh 2-0. There's a liner into the right field corner, and Cameron will have extra bases. With Cuddyer chasing it down, Cameron will hold up at second with a leadoff double here in the 7th.
Cameron hitting his 12th double of the year. Got a high fastball, just went with it. Kind of an inside-out swing.
Brewers are going to pinch run Jody Garrett, whom they just acquired last night. Mike Cameron will come out and Garrett will come in.
Yeah, Jody Garrett just coming from the San Diego Padre organization, where the Brewers traded Tony Gwynn Jr. back to the San Diego Padres. And the Padres had his dad call his son to tell him that he's now a Padre.
Junior kind of languishing in the Milwaukee farm system and might get a chance to get more playing time with the Padres. His father, the Hall of Famer, does some broadcasting work, so that might create some interesting discussion on the San Diego airwaves. Here's Hart, 0 for 2 tonight. Got off to a torrid start. Has cooled off considerably in May. This one lifted foul and out of play. Well, the Padres might be going through a bit of a salary purge. Not that Garrett was pulling down a ton of money, but they're changing the complexion of the ball club and almost traded Jake Peavy yesterday to the White Sox. Peavy ended up at the end of the day saying no, he did not want to go to the White Sox. It's kind of an awkward situation for the White Sox because as these things leak out, sometimes the players, everybody okay over there? As trade rumors get out, leaked out into the public, sometimes the players involved find out that they were being dealt elsewhere in a proposed trade. And somehow the name Clayton Richard was leaked as one of the guys going from Chicago to San Diego in the proposed trade. Hart strikes out. But now the trade is off because Peavy had the right to refuse the trade. And Clayton Richards just got to, I guess, deal with the fact that he was nearly traded.
Well, I don't think a player really thinks that way, Dick. You know, I mean, I was mentioning a lot of trades, and all it does is tell you that there's other clubs out there that are interested in you. To get a Jake Peavy, you have to give up something talented in your organization. And, you know, Richard is a young, talented left-hander that the White Sox are still high on, but San Diego, like you said, they're kind of in a rebuilding mode, and he might fit nicely in that the future for the Padres, but you also are losing $60 million of Jake Peavy's contract if he had accepted that.
1-0 to Matt Gamble, who's been hit by a pitch and singled. Gamble off to a good start this year. Just a handful of plate appearances. He's already driven in 5 runs. Brought up to DH for this series. 2-0 from Slowey to Gamble. High fastball, swing and a miss. So there's enough on Slowey's fastball to be in a 2-0 count against a young guy who is a very good fastball hitter and get it past him.
Well, what Slowey does so well is 2 fastballs aren't the same speed. He'll now maybe pull the string, maybe go to a breaking ball, or maybe even try to find a little extra right there, like he did right there.
2-2.
Gamble, just 23 years old, a September call-up last year. He only had 2 at-bats, ended up getting his first major league hit off of San Diego Padres' Chris Young.
Three and 2. Slowey has hit a batter, but he hasn't walked anybody. Foul back into the seats.
Now Kevin Slowey making his 47th major league start. You know, Dick, we get all these notes and all these great details, and when Kevin Slowey throws a quality start, and he's thrown 21 quality starts in 46 career chances, his record is 15-1 with a 1.55 ERA.
That's a very quality start. A high fly to center. Gomez retreating. There's the catch. Garrett does not run well, and he'll just bluff a tag. For the Brewers, one of their reasons in bringing up Gamble, trading for Garrett, and they also signed Frank Catalanotto to a minor league deal after his release from the Rangers. Ken Maka wants to get a little more help from the left side of the plate. And you look at this lineup, and you know, they've got Prince Fielder, Craig Counsell, a good player, but he's not a a potent left-handed bat anymore, so they've tried to become a little bit more left-handed. And they picked up the veteran Garrett last night, and Catalanotto probably will be with them before too long as well. 2 down, and here's McGee. Up high, ball 1. It's the 80th pitch of the night for Slowey.
Slowey making his 3rd career start against the Brewers. He's 2-0 with a 2.42 ERA coming into this ball game. Both wins coming last year. One in Milwaukee and then the shutout here.
That's drilled to left center. Gomez won't be able to track it down. It splits the gap. McGee with an extra base hit. And Garrett comes around to score, and it's 11-2. So a pair of doubles against Slowey here in the 7th.
Yeah, McGee getting a high fastball and smoking it to left center. His 2nd double of the season. Good solid swing right there.
And now Jason Kendall will hit. 6 hits for the Brewers. And Kendall takes ball 1. Mauer will go to the mound. Well, so much attention paid to the hitting in the last 2 games. For good reason. 31 runs with a lot of runs to score in less than 2 games. But let's not discount what Nick Blackburn did yesterday and Kevin Slowey today in terms of putting up a lot of zeros early to allow the score to mount. It's hit to left. Span over towards the gap. Ends the inning. Brewers get one on a pair of doubles. Twins still lead 11-2.
Keep your garden.
Fox Sports North is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. By Dodge. Live strong, live bold, live now. Dodge. Grab life. And by Aflac. We've got you under our wing. Our Mountain Dew fan of the game. He's got to be happy. He's got a Twins jersey on.
There you go, young man. You are here by Circle. Has his glove, has a baseball. What else more could you want?
The woman on the right dancing and the woman on the left holding her stomach. Good night for Twins fans. Here's Gomez. Popped up near the plate. Kendall. Makes the catch, 1 down. Gomez gone quickly. Home Depot doing more on defense.
Matt Tolbert right here at the beginning of the ball game. Remember against Greg Counsell making a very nice play. That was the first out of the ball game.
Jorge Julio coming out. And Mitch Stetter's going to come in because the Twins have the switch hitters and the left-handed hitters due up again here. With one gone in the seventh, another mid-inning pitching change for the Brewers. We'll see the other one. He's got a little funk in his delivery too. Mitch Stetter put up some good numbers for the Brewers this year.
Yeah, he really has. Now he's in making his 20th appearance. He's only worked 12 1/3 innings.
Hall fires to first. Tolbert gone on the second pitch. 2 down. And that'll bring up Nick Punto.
Stetter in his third season with the Brewers, 28-year-old. Signed by the Brewers back in 2003 out of Indiana State University.
Punto with a sacrifice, a walk and a strikeout. Swing and a miss. White Sox beat the Pirates. Don't know if I gave you the final score, 2-0. Gavin Floyd has been pretty rough around the edges for the White Sox as of late. Must have pitched well. Punto shoots it to right, knocked down by McGee, and Punto's out at first base. 3 up, 3 down. The Twins done in the 7th.
Fox Sports.
Great way to get this homestand started. We're quite happy to be bringing you the opener of this series, and good way for your Memorial Day weekend to get started if you're a Twins fan. Kevin Slowey pitching to the Brewers in the 8th. Greg Counsell takes strike one. Counsell, Hall, and Braun facing Slowey.
Well, 28 batters that Slowey has faced now. He's been able to get strike one on 18 of the 21.
In the center field, Counsell has his first hit. Been noticing throughout this game, Counsell's really quieted down his stance. And it's a base hit here leading off the 8th inning. Bill Hall, the hitter. Hall jumped on the first pitch he saw from Kevin Slowey and lined out to Punto. Big swing and a miss. Hall has been a terror to left-handed pitching, but he has struggled in recent years hitting right-handers. Had a meeting with Ken Maka a few days ago. Maka said he'd give him a chance to prove that he can hit right-handed pitching. Inside, nearly hit him 1-1. So he enters this series hitting .382 against lefties and .183 against righties. One and two. The game when J.J. Hardy left with back tightness. Don't know what that will do for his availability for the balance of the series. A night game tomorrow, another night game on Sunday. 2-2.
Well, again, Hall has been this is his 8th season with the Brewers. He's a career .258 hitter. Last year had an off year, hit only .225, but when he does get to play every day, .291 in 2005, .270 in 2006. He's got some pop in his bat, 35 home runs a couple years ago.
Bouncer to third. Harris to second, relay to first, and the ball gets by Morneau. Hall to second base. And a low throw, Morneau stretched out for it. And we'll see whether he is charged with an error or whether the error will be charged to Tolbert.
Well, Tolbert getting rid of this ball quickly right here, and it looked like it just hit off the glove of Justin. Well, the error should actually go to Morneau right there. Ball just scoots through his glove.
Given the fact that Tolbert was spilled by Cameron earlier in a similar play, he did hang in there and deliver a decent throw across the diamond. Air charge to Morneau and out recorded. That's up the middle in a base hit. All around third. He'll score. And the Brewers had another run here in the 8th.
Well, Ryan Braun getting his second base hit. Both of them right back at Kevin Slowey. For Braun, his 31st RBI of the year. Last time up, it went right over his head. This one a little bit to his right. I don't think I'd throw him right down the middle anymore.
Ron Gardner coming out. That might be the end of the night for Kevin Slowey. Sean Hens coming in from the bullpen. A great night for Slowey. He pretty much stymied the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, gave the Twins a great chance to win. And he did it again here tonight and looks to pick up win number 6 on the season. pace, but as many of these young starting pitchers to get on a bit of a roll. And I think it's safe to say Kevin Slowey is on one now.
Yeah, 7 1/3 innings for Kevin Slowey. Gave up 8 hits, but didn't walk anybody. Again, Slowey is all about, he's going to give up hits, but he does not allow runners to get on via the free pass. Sean Henn coming in out of the bullpen, making just his second Twins appearance. He worked on Tuesday in Chicago.
And he drops a breaking ball on Fielder over the plate, strike one. Fielder has struck out twice, is 0 for 3. Nick Blackburn did it yesterday for the Twins. Foul back, 2 strikes. Anthony Swarzak is going to make his major league debut tomorrow. Scott Baker will pitch Sunday night, and Liriano Monday afternoon in the series opener against Boston. That'll reach the upper deck. Sean Henn added to the team. Glenn Perkins went on the disabled list. Seth McClung warming up in the Brewer bullpen. Just off the outside corner. Wow.
Oh, good fastball right there from the 6'4" left-hander, straight over the top.
Blocked by Mauer. And it's 2-2.
Henn signed by the Twins as a minor league free agent over the winter, went to spring training as a non-roster invitee. Has some major league experience with the Yankees and the Padres.
Handle of the bat fouled back. To Henn. Out there. And there's the double play. So Henn faces Fielder. And they get a double play to get out of the inning.
With the Ford Advantage plan, you get quality that Honda or Toyota can't beat. And you also get the advantage of
runs of offense tonight on the scoreboard, and we're going to talk about tonight on Quest Twins Live, featuring a Toyota post-game wrap. Michael Kadire is on fire, the 10th cycle in team history, second this season for the Twins. That's the first topic we'll discuss. Then the instructional with, I think, every analyst in North America on the field at once. Pitchers versus hitters, Bert Coombe, Jerry Augustine, Anthony LaPanta, Bill Schroeder from the Brewers, all going to take part in that. Make sure you stay tuned. And small ball, the Twins with a few bunt hits tonight. We talk about all that and more on Quest Twins Live following the game. And guys, a little nugget for you as I go back up to Dick and Bert. The last team to have two players hit for the cycle in the same season, the 2003 Montreal Expos, Vladimir Guerrero and Brad Wilkerson. Last two guys to do it.
See, I need his phone. Robbie knows everything.
You know what? You can have his phone, but you don't have his thumbs. Ground ball to second, and Span retired. I've seen Robbie work that phone. He's got thumbs. You don't have thumbs like that.
I'm like, okay, what happened to the A? The A left my phone.
Right.
But it's over on the left. I never look on the left.
Well, if you're traveling and can't watch the Twins on FS North, you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.TV, the ultimate baseball experience featuring 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer, and catch those you missed on demand. For more details, visit twinsbaseball.com, where baseball is always on. One gone in the 8th, and here's Joe Mauer.
Seth McClung on the field, on the mound for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Mauer's hitting streak in peril here, hitless tonight, and now 1-1. It's a nice thing, a 14-game hitting streak. It speaks to a player's consistency and all that. I don't think people nationally get too excited about a hitting streak till it gets over 20, do they?
Or 30.
Yeah. 1-1. But at some point in DiMaggio's streak, he was at 14. I know that for a fact.
Well, you know, it'd be hard, I think, in today's game. Somebody had a 30-game hitting streak earlier this year, and I'm trying to remember who it was, but the media was already all over him. And I'm sure Joe DiMaggio, through his hitting streak, didn't have the media attention that he would have had today.
He's a Zimmerman of the Nationals.
That's right.
The long hitting streak.
Well, Ryan Zimmerman.
We mentioned Paul Molitor, who was here before. His got up to, what, 42, 44 games, something like that. And Pete Rose, of course, had the long one. Mauer draws a walk, and his hitting streak may come to a close with his second walk of the ballgame.
You know, I want to show this double play right here. Now watch Sean Henn right here. Now you want to throw it chest high. He throws it low, but look how Nick Punto reacted right here. You never anticipate a good throw if you're a middle infielder. Of course, he wants to throw the ball chest high, ended up almost right on the bag, and a great reaction right there by Nick Punto to complete the double play.
Morneau flips it foul.
Those are sometimes the little things that you know, you get lost in a ball game like this that are 11-3, but the good defense behind any pitcher. And Punto made a very nice reaction right there with not only the low throw, but how he's able also to touch the bag and then get something on the throw over to complete the double play.
Fouled back by Morneau.
McClung, a big man, 6'6", about 260. He's always been kind of a swing man in his career. Came up with Tampa Bay, made some starts, sent back down. Now he finds himself in the bullpen. Last year for the Brewers, 12 starts in 37 appearances.
Two strikes to Morneau.
Yeah, Justin having a good day at the plate again. 35 RBIs on the year.
Now 1-2.
Evan Longoria leading the American League and runs batted in with 46.
Rays find themselves right where the Twins are in relation to first place in their division, 5.5 games back, and the Rays, like the Twins, below the 500 mark. foul. Might have gotten home plate umpire Sam Holbrook. Just was doing some quick math, which is dangerous.
Need some help?
Dangerous for me to do, but I'm
pretty good with my California math.
Joe Mauer is 42 plate appearances. Since we had the question earlier, still 42 plate appearances short of qualifying for the league leaders in terms of a batting championship. Half swing, but he went. And Morneau's gone on strikes.
Well, I think we know the bottom line is there's still 4+ months left of the season. Joe, as long as he stays healthy, he's going to qualify.
Here's Cuddyer, and if nothing else, he'll get a chance for a curtain call here in his 5th at bat.
Yeah, nice standing ovation by great fans here in Minnesota, acknowledging what Michael Cuddyer was able to do so far tonight here. Hit for the cycle.
It went home run, double, single, triple. Seems like most of the time when someone gets a cycle, the triple is out of the way early. And Cuddyer takes ball 1.
Well, he hit that ball in a perfect spot because Bill Hall couldn't get it. It was right down that first base line. It had enough roll on it to where it went all the way to the 343 mark out in left field because of where Ryan Braun is playing him. He's not playing him the pull. He's playing him, if anything, to hit a little bit toward left center.
1-1 to Cuddyer. And, 4 hits even toward the end of May will do this to you. Here's Cuddyer now, hitting it to 293. Bouncer to short. And Cuddyer is retired. The Twins are done in the 8th inning, but they go to the 9th, leading by 8. Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. And you got to see the rapid rewind of Michael Cuddyer's cycle, which also highlights our Jeep game reset.
Yeah, the 5 RBIs, that ties a career high for Michael Cuddyer. He's done it 5 times in his career. And Joe Mauer's hitting streak is probably snapped here. But he's still able to score a couple runs.
Jody Garrett's first plate appearance. He entered the game as a pinch runner for Mike Cameron. Strike 1 and now strike 2. Dug out of the dirt, 1 and 2. Garrett arrived with the Indians years ago as a hitter and outfielder with great promise, and then some terrible knee issues that really limited his mobility for a couple of years. Swing and a miss, and Hand strikes him out. Click it or ticket time. You can text us a question or comment at short code 234-234. Can the Brewers win the National League pennant? Darren of Brainerd wondering.
Yeah, I think they do. I mean, they're going to have to probably compete against the Cardinals and the Cubs in that division. I don't see Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, or Houston being a big part of that. But St. Louis Ball Club, if they get Chris Carpenter back, they're going to be a good ball club.
He came back the other day and pitched awfully well for the Cardinals.
Yep.
You know, and you look at the Brewer team, and they've got very talented young hitters. So do the Twins. The Brewers have pitched extraordinarily well. Yet you look at their roster. Who would you pick as the lead dog in that rotation? Suppan, I guess. If they get to postseason play, they don't have a Sabathia type. The Twins don't have a Santana type right now.
Yeah, what they do, though, is they have a great closer in Trevor Hoffman, if they can get to him. And it might be something that the Brewers are going to be looking at. There's Trevor Hoffman.
Last year they went out and got the number one, didn't they?
Right.
2-1, and a high pop-up to short right field.
A good changeup right there by him.
2 down. We'll get another text question in while we can. Are Mauer and Morneau the best 1-2 punch? Phil from Ely wondering. How could you say no after the last couple of weeks?
I know. I mean, you look at Braun and Fielder. I mean, that's pretty good 1-2 punch right there.
Brewers down to their last out. And now you mix in Kubel, who's been in the league leaders in hitting, not in the lineup tonight. We certainly hope Jason's knee issues aren't anything serious. I was going to say during the Cuddyer at bat, his batting average just under 300. The Twins can go 1 through 5 right now. Span over 300. Mauer, Morneau, Kubel, who's over 300, and Cuddyer might be there before long too, with the way he's hitting the ball. 1-1. 2 gone here, top of the ninth.
Come on, one more question.
There's a drive to right center field.
We might have time.
Can Carlos Gomez catch it? Not on the fly. He can. And it's a double with 2 out for Gamble, who continues to hit line drives for the Brewers.
Well, Gamble getting his second hit of the ball game, his second double of the year.
Second baseman,
he's got 4 hits in 9 at-bats with 5 runs batted in.
Well, fastball right there. Good extension by Gamble and finding that gap in right center. Ball almost leaving the ballpark.
Here's McGee, who doubled in a run in the 7th and lifted a sacrifice fly in the 5th. Ball 1. The most important number for Hen, if he wants to stay with the major league club, limit, if not eliminate, the number of walks. The only walk he's issued has been an intentional one.
Saw Joe Mauer talk to Hen right there, and that's something that we're going to talk about with Bill Schroeder and myself and Jerry Augustine and everybody else. Ron Coomer in the post game, the instructional about what do catchers say to pitchers when they go out there.
I watch Bull Durham. I know what they say. We don't need to have an instructional on that.
Joe Mauer went back and said it's going to be a fastball right there. You better swing.
They're talking about the pretty girls in the stands and stuff like that. Right. Candlesticks would make a nice gift. We don't need to have an instructional on that. 2-1.
I guarantee you that Bill Schroeder did not see Bull Durham.
He lived it, right? A lot of years in the minor leagues.
He is Kevin Costner.
Crash Davis, right? That was Costner's character, I think.
Yep.
Brewers down to their last strike.
Well, let's make it a good one.
And that rolls away from Mauer, and no reason for Gamble to move from second. 3-2, and really wants to throw a strike here because of what we said a few moments ago. Full count to McGee. Just off the outside corner, and he walked him to fill first base.
Oh, good pitch, though. Good try right there. Just went with a fastball, just missed outer half of the plate.
And now Kendall. Cardinals add a couple more runs. They're leading the Royals 5-0 in the 8th, and the Royals have really had a tough time winning since their 6-game winning streak came to an end. To center field. Playable for Gomez. And the Twins win the opener with Milwaukee.
Second game in a row where the Twins scored early and then kept adding on. Very, very important in tonight's victory over the Brewers.
And Anthony, Twins had a tough time on the road finding any way to